Weird. One of the planks is broken. Fortunately, the others are thicker and have lasted. There's a shaft down there. I can't see the floor. I can just see darkness after a few feet. I'll move the planks to the wall over there. Still not much to see. The light only reaches a few feet down. I haven't got a clue where the shaft leads. I can't see anything. I can't smell anything. Not the faintest breeze, nothing. The stones are adding real weight, and I can barely manage to get them into the wagon. The wagon full of stones must weigh a good half a ton. The wagon is right at the edge of the shaft, and it's full of 100-weight stones. I can't move it an inch. I might be able to move it that short distance with a lever. The planks are of various thickness, and some are much more worn than others. Perhaps they're made out of different kinds of wood. I'll take one of the thick, solid ones. I'll leave the rest where it is. I'll just put the chain around two of the bars. If they're ripped out, I'll have enough space to climb into the crevice. Now I need to fasten the other end of the chain somewhere. I'll hook the chain under the coupling. It's directly attached to the frame and should be able to hold plenty. That's it. The bars and the wagon are connected by the chain. Alright then. I just need to make sure to get out of the way quick enough as soon as the wagon falls. Okay, the two bars have been ripped clean out of the concrete. Now there's enough room to climb up through the crevice. Let's hope that the crevice leads to freedom. Damn it! I crawl out of the trap and land in the Order's assembly room? Oh, this can't be for real. Fortunately, it looks like there's no one here. There's a fire burning in the dish. That means that someone was here not so long ago. Hopefully they won't be coming back as long as I'm here. Several folded cloaks lying in front of the chest. 5 or 6 of them. Does that mean this conspiracy is only made up of a handful of people? No clues. Nothing that might help me. Is this some kind of assembly room? A club room for the local necromancy and black magic society. Okay. As soon as I found Angelina, I'm out of here. That way leads outside. I guess I'm somewhere between the hotel and the village. Not again. Why do I continuously find myself standing in front of locked doors? Ugh! Oh, hell. That's another way of doing it. That way leads outside. All right. Calm down now. Angelina's still missing. Perhaps she's been used as bait in order to lure me here. But why? Where's she now? Perhaps I should talk to Miss Valley again. She knows more than she lets on. The question is, what's with the order? I mean, who belongs to it? What do they want from me? Ah! Oh. Who the hell was that? Now where am I? I've got to free myself somehow before whoever it is comes back. There's bright daylight streaming between the nailed-up planks. How long was I out for? There's bright daylight streaming between the nailed-up planks. How long was I out for? An old kerosene lamp. Looks pretty big and heavy. The glass is missing. A few shards of glass. Probably from the broken oil lamp. They're curved and relatively thick. A green plastic bottle. I can't see what it is exactly. A thin strip of wood. I think I can reach it. An old cleaning cloth. Quite obviously not been used for quite some time. The furniture's been covered to protect it from dust. And taking a good look at it, I'd say nobody's been here for years. I can hear something. Sounds like a TV. Seems to be coming from downstairs. Got it. Whoever tied me up knew what they were doing. A slim, good 20-inch piece of wooden strip. Could be from some kind of a trim or something. I'll shove it closer into the light. Huh. Kerosene. Judging by the weight, there's also still some in it. A shard of glass, possibly from the busted oil lamp. It's concave and relatively thick. I could try to cut the bottle open. The kerosene is spread and has run into the crannies in the wood. There's a small pool of it left. An old dusty rag. I think I've got it all. The rag is now soaked in the kerosene. The rag soaked in kerosene. Well, at least parts of it. Good. I'll hold the shard of glass in one of the beams of sunlight. I think it's doing it. The shard focuses the light and heats a tiny spot on the material. Now that oughta... Wow. Way cool. Oh, okay. I have to get there. That looks better already. That's much better. The windows are nailed up with heavy planks. I'm not gonna get out of here. This rope was lashed around my chest. It's notably longer than the other pieces. Huh. The remains of what I was tied up with. Several pieces of rope, all between 1 and 2 yards long. A strong rope, maybe 7 yards long. The remains of my bonds. Several pieces of rope, all between 1 and 2 yards long. Huh. Looks like tightly bundled material. Towels, bed covers, sheets, blankets. Perhaps the occupiers weren't able to take them with them, but also didn't want to just leave them to the rats and mice. That's why they bundled them all up as tightly as they could. The thing weighs at least 60 pounds. I'd rather not drag that around with me. Let's see what's behind it. Interesting. A family tree. Hey, maybe he'll give me some pointers to where I... There, right at the top. Samuel and Catherine Gordon. Then is that the Gordon's family tree? So this house also belongs to a Gordon. Are they behind the whole thing? The Gordon's family tree, beginning with Marcus and Mordred and going up to Samuel and Catherine Gordon. Hundreds of years of family history, full of murder and suffering. The idea of these things is that you hang your suit or uniform over it to stop it creasing. You can then maybe brush it down, too. Pretty ugly. I bet that. A hallway with a stair at the end. There's a kids program on the TV.
Is there anything I can do for you, Samuel?
What the hell was that?
Hello? Yes. We arrived. It's nice here. Everything's just like you said. No, Tom's gone shopping. Yes, Tom tied him up with rope up. Oh, I know. The man wasn't very nice to me. But I don't think it's good that he can't leave. Yes, I'll keep a watch. Bye.
I think I'm slowly going mad. There was a woman's voice. She called me Samuel, and I heard music. All right, now I really must pull myself together. Bobby's sitting down there, and Tom's somewhere around too. The pair of them have kidnapped me on behalf of someone who knows this house. But where the hell am I here? And more importantly, how the hell do I get away? This place in the wall looks a little strange somehow. This place in the wall looks a little... A secret compartment. Oops, a kid's toy. Nothing more than kids' toys. Some child must have made themselves a store here. I've already got the toy car. I don't need any more of those things. A battery-powered toy car. When you turn it on, it just goes dumbly straight ahead. Looks like it's hardly been played with. There's some other stuff on the shelf. Looks like the mice have been at them. Some of the things have holes in them. A head! I think it's for putting your wig on, so that it keeps its shape. I can definitely use that. A stand for wigs, shaped like a human head. Exposed ceiling beams. Pretty rustic, all that. Exposed ceiling beams. Pretty rustic, all that. Doesn't look like a human under the sheet either. It's missing a head. Wobbles a little, but the back of the chair is supporting the head. Not bad at all. Why should I tie up the clothes dummy? It's definitely not gonna struggle. A strong rope, maybe 7 yards long. I'll tie the rope onto the binding, like that. Let's see. That works all right. Okay, now I need to act quickly.
Hello? Everything okay? Oh.
Sorry, Bobby. Nothing personal. And now, let's get out of here. But where's all my stuff? I need my camera. Let's hope that Tom doesn't choose right now to come home from shopping, and that it's not all that far to the next town. Wow, The car seems to have withstood the impact well. The stair leads up to a small hallway. There are lots of rooms off it, including the room in which I was held prisoner. The entrance door. That way leads out to freedom, so to speak. Bobby must have had himself a sandwich. And there's the wrapping paper still lying there. A piece of grease-proof paper. It's got fat on it in some places and is almost see-through, but most of it is still clean. That's a pretty old-fashioned cell phone. Modern ones only weigh about a pound and are no more than 12 inches long. Sure, I could call the police, but what would I say to them? Help, help, I've been kidnapped and I'm now sitting in a house somewhere in Britain. Or rather, allegedly somewhere in Britain. For all I know, I could be in Denmark. Or India. I need more information first. Sure, or rather... some kind of banners or flags. Strange that no one's taken them. These things usually stand for history and tradition. And would somebody who lives in a castle like to have them with them? On the other hand, if you wanted to leave everything behind you, then probably these things would be the first. Who might that have been? The king of the castle? Well, it's funny that lots of folk like to hang carcasses on the wall. In Evil Dead, I thought these stag heads were funny, but this one here is pretty quiet and sure hasn't got much to laugh about. This castle must be a few hundred years old. It would only ever have been heated with fireplaces back then. The chimney probably went through several rooms, so that it could give off heat all over. It doesn't look like there's been a fire here recently, but there are still a few charred bits of wood in the stove. I'll take one of the smaller pieces. Ah, now my fingers are all black. A small, very charred piece of wood from the stove. It's only a bit bigger than a cigarette lighter. The piano seems to me to be at least 100 years old. Mom got a lot of pleasure from it. She used to play piano very well. I don't play any instrument at all. And if I could, then I'd rather play bass in a grunge band than a piano in a castle. I didn't know what I should play, apart from the fact that I probably wouldn't be able to play anyway. I didn't know what I should play. A finely carved wooden chest. Now are my things in there? Locked. Yeah, well, it would have been too simple otherwise. The lock in the lid kind of suggests that it's not going to be easy to get the lid open. Yep, so it is. The carving shows small circles over a line. Perhaps some kind of pitch information? That's too many circles for me to tell. The circles are recessed into the wood. That means that they must be able to be traced on the paper using a piece of charcoal. Hey, worked well. You can easily recognize the circles as well as the lines. What if the circles on the chest are simplified notes? Notes which just give the pitch but not the duration of the note. Could the circles on the chest be simplified notes? Notes which just give the pitch, not the duration? If they really are notes, then there's a starting point missing. Perhaps you can begin anywhere, and just have to pay attention to the relative pitch of the notes with one another. What if the circles on the chest are simplified notes?